Thinking about traveling to Europe with your kids, but worried it's going to be a logistical nightmare? We get it. We've done it. But the good news is, with just a little planning, traveling to Europe as a family is one of the most rewarding experiences that you can ever have. There is a reason why so many families are choosing Europe. Between the healthy food, the walkability, the history that dates back like so long ago, it is incredibly educational for kids. Whether you are out exploring castles, you're tasting new foods, or you're taking like a scenic train ride, every day can feel like an adventure. Travel is also an amazingly educational tool that we parents can utilize. If you are new here, welcome. Our channel is all about creating lasting memories and helping families travel together more often. As a family of 6, we have traveled to Europe many times, and we are now currently living in Europe. So now we can dive into when to go and how long to stay. Okay, this is a big one. So let's start with your timing. Honestly, I recommend to go in the shoulder seasons, which is late spring, like May to early June, or early fall, such as September. The weather is still great, and honestly, you're gonna avoid the summer crowds and like all the other crazy tourists. And honestly, you're gonna save money because the high prices haven't fully kicked in yet. My top pick months would be May and September as the shoulder season months to go, with an ideal trip length of 10 to 14 days. You can also do 7 days, but 10 to 14 is a sweet spot. Honestly, 10 is the best, but 7 is great and 14 is also amazing. But lots of people don't have 14 days to take off. So being realistic here, okay? This is going to allow you to not feel rushed, and it also is accounting for your travel time. My tip for if you're traveling with kids is build in some extra downtime. Cut it off at 3 cities max, okay? A 2-week trip is ideal, and only do 3 cities. If you are bouncing around more, it's going to feel exhausted and rushed. Do not do more than 3 cities in a max of 2 weeks. So if you're going for less than 2 weeks, maybe do 2 cities, but definitely not more than 3. So let's talk about where to go. So not all destinations are created equal. So when traveling with children, here are our family's top kid-friendly choices in Europe. Number 1 is going to be Rome, Italy. From the gladiators to the fountains to the pizza, what more could a kid want? Up next is Florence, Italy. The countryside, the art, the culture, and some of the best seafood pizza we've ever had in our life. Coming in at number 3 would be Barcelona, Spain. You have the beaches, the parks, and the gaudy buildings like the Dr. Seuss dreams. Coming in at number 4 is London. Harry Potter, castles, and the ease of English speaking if you are maybe hesitant or nervous about the language barrier. That is a great option. Up next is a favorite of ours right now is Brasov, Romania, because this is where we are living. It is extremely family oriented. There is mountains, hiking, nature, and great day trips just a few minutes away. And last but not least is Munich. There's playgrounds everywhere and beautiful day trips and castles, and it is just a good vibe, but it also could possibly be a little bit more on the expensive side for some of the cities that I shared today. So now we can get into flights and the jet lag tips. So starting with flights, let's talk about this first. Yes, long flights with kids can be rough, but they're doable. So my tip would be to book an overnight flight to Europe. Your kids will sleep more easily. And then pack a surprise toy, coloring books, snacks. We always go to the dollar store, so that way if something's lost or broken on our fun little new toys is only from the dollar store, is not going to cost us significant arm and a leg. It is affordable, it is doable, and it still is fun, exciting, and new. My other tip would be to avoid connections if possible. If you have the option to fly directly, if you can drive to a close city and fly without having a connecting flight, do it. It is so much easier. The layovers are terrible. It's stressful. If you can avoid the connections, do it. If not, it's fine, but that would be my tip. Avoid connections if possible. If you can also, another great tip is if you have noise canceling headphones or you have eye darkening mask, those are great for kids on an overnight flight trying to sleep. Get those. It will just make it a little easier. most international flights have the pillows and the blankets, so you don't really need to pack those, but you can if that is your comfort level. But some headphones and an eye mask will kind of help the lights coming on and off, the announcements, and whatever else is happening on the airplane. The jet lag tip would be to get out as soon as you land and stay awake until the local bedtime of wherever you've landed. It's going to help the rhythmic sync more easy, and it's going to help you get a little bit on the right path for your new few weeks while you are traveling. Do not fall asleep. If you need to fall asleep a little early, only do it like 2 or 3 hours earlier to get a few extra hours in, but do not fall asleep as soon as you get there when it is daytime, because it's just going to hurt you in the long run. So something that our family has found, there are some homeopathic anti-jet lag pills, and they are from New Zealand. These are not for kids. These are for adults only, and maybe like kids 12 and up, but I'm speaking here only for adults. We've never given them to our kids. They help give you just a little step in your pep, keep you kind of awake, kind of alert. It's all homeopathic and natural, and it is a great source to have something that is safe, effective, and kind of keeps you awake for a few hours until it is the local bedtime in your new time zone while you're traveling. Now we can jump into accommodations that work for families. When you are traveling with kids, where you stay makes a huge difference. Not all hotels are kid-friendly, and it can be super obvious. At least it is for us with 4 kids. Maybe they just look at us because we have 4 kids, but not kid-friendly hotels are very obvious, and you can feel the vibe when you walk in the doors. So some things to look for when you are looking for accommodations. Maybe look for Airbnbs or hotel rooms that have family suites, like connecting rooms, or maybe they have a kitchen, which is going to be a lifesaver on your trip. If you're booking through booking.com and it's an apartment or Airbnb, only book it if there's a washer. It's so silly to have an apartment that does not have a washer while you're traveling if you are opting that route. Make sure you're also in a central location, because that's going to mean less walking and less transit time. If you have an apartment or whatever it might be, hopefully you have elevator access if you are traveling with a stroller. If you are traveling with a stroller and you do not have elevator access and you are on a multi-floor and it is like more than the 3rd floor, you're gonna struggle, and it's not gonna be a fun hike up those stairs. So check out an elevator, and just know that the elevators are going to be very narrow. They are not American elevators. They are not gonna be wide. So some people might be going in shifts, or you might be squeezing in like sardines. My pro tip, book accommodations with breakfast that is included. If it's not included, not a problem. Just Google map it, make sure that there's a bakery or a small little cafe nearby, because hungry kids are grumpy travelers, and so are parents. So now we can talk about some of our family-friendly itinerary tips. Let's talk about building a kid-friendly itinerary. You do not need to see everything. In fact, you shouldn't. It will be too much, and it's gonna cause frustration for little ones and for the adults. So my tip to you is to plan only 1 to 2 big activities a day. Sometimes you can do 3 if you are not a super, maybe you booked a museum and you're not one to see every single little thing at the museum, and you just want to like stroll through. You could probably squeeze 3 in. But 1 to 2 big activities a day is kind of the sweet spot. And always try to include a playground or a park break. Kids need to just run, be free for a few minutes. And honestly, the parks in Europe are just gorgeous and beautiful. And it just gives some parents some time to sit down and relax as well. So try to find a playground or a park nearby every day or every other day, whatever floats your boat. Let kids help choose an activity. It's going to build their excitement. It's going to make them feel connected. And it's just going to make them feel like when you go home and they start telling people, they're going to probably share the activity that they picked, because there was extra excitement attached with that core memory. So just keeping that in mind. I would honestly keep museum visits short and sweet, or opt for hands-on or interactive ones. If you are going to Florence, Italy, a great one is the interactive hands-on museum with Leonardo. It's Leonardo da Vinci. It is fabulous. We went there. It is probably one of my favorite museums of all times for kids. If your kids love animals, try to add animal experiences like the zoo, the aquarium, or the farm, depending on the weather and what is happening. If you need some food and parent hacks, honestly, number 1, carry snacks always. Let kids try new foods, but also have a backup plan, right? Hello, pizza and pasta. You want to encourage kids to, right, come out of their comfort zone, try new foods, But a safe backup bet is to have a few already vetted pizza and pasta places, maybe near your accommodations where you're staying, that you can end up if it's not good. Because we've sat at a few restaurants that were like, yeah, this food's not great. We're just going to order this appetizer. We're going to get the check and we're going to go over here to where we know we've already been and we loved it, or one that was on a different list. And then we go and have an actual meal there. We have done that with kids. So it is great to always have a backup, especially with kids or maybe some sensitive, picky eaters. So also that's why snacks come into play, because when kids are running low and they're getting antsy, if you throw them a snack, it buys you maybe 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes is honestly could be the difference between make or break between getting out of the building and not. So next, another great thing is to bring a refillable water bottle. I say this in all my videos, but it is so true. Bring a refillable water bottle. Water's everywhere. It's drinkable in Europe. It's clean. It's fresh. It's healthy. It has really high standards that it has to go through. So bring a refillable water bottle, and it's going to save you some dollars at the store to having to buy the plastic, okay? As well as you need to be going with a basic first aid kit, especially for scrapes and allergies. Maybe it's motion sickness pills. Maybe you have some Tide Pods for some laundry. Keep it in a Ziploc bag separate away from your medicines. But your basic first aid kit or your travel medicine bag is perfect for kids. If you are interested, I can go through ours and do a little bit more. I've quickly shown you ours, but I've never done like a full, this is actually what's in it. We don't go anywhere with it. Our last trip to Spain, in the first day, were in it 3 times. So it's important to have. Maybe you have some black charcoal for upset tummy, some Pepto-Bismol, whatever it might be. Keep it. You need this. Don't go anywhere without it, and add some vomit bags. You'll thank me later. So floating into now the new topic, okay? Moving into Google Translate and offline maps. This is a great backup to have in case you do not have internet or your phone is going wonky. You can go ahead and pull it up because you've already planned for it ahead of time. We haven't run into many issues with this, but this is a great backup that many people do. And usually if my phone's not working, we just switch to my husband's, and my husband's is working. But having offline maps is a great source. Google Translate, we use it all the time. Make sure you have it. Go ahead and switch to the country that you're translating to so you can easily back and forth between those 2 countries, because it'll have your most recents that you use, and use it as an excellent source for when you're traveling. So if you still feel a little overwhelmed, I totally get it. If you want a ready to go family plan, well, you're in the right spot, because that is exactly why that I created my custom digital guides for planning services for families. I've designed them to help families like yours explore cities such as Rome, Florence, Paris, London, Dublin, Valencia, and Budapest without the burnout. And you can get your custom itineraries. There's family-tested activities, booking links for your accommodations. There's checklists for packing. Plus, you can opt for a 30-minute video call to plan it all with me. And if you choose that option, the link's in the description box. So if you are excited about traveling to Europe with your kids, comment below with your dream destination, and I'd love to help you on your next trip. And if this video has eased some of the planning stress, give it a like and subscribe, and check out my linked store for more guides and family tips. Thanks for watching, and happy travels from our family to yours. Happy trekking.